Hey everyone, it's Presley at ActOutGames.com here, and today we're doing a Presley's perspective.
Boys versus girls. Let's talk a little bit about the difference between boys and girls. The differences between boys and girls. Okay? So, you know, a lot of people, well, let's say mommy and I don't really do a whole lot of stuff about boys do this and girls do that, and girls wear this color and girls have long hair and boys have short hair. Obviously, we don't do that.
Because I have really short hair.
And Cooper has long hair, right? So there's lots of like gender stereotypes and gender roles and things like that that people think about, that boys should be able to do this and girls should be able to do this, right? So we haven't done a lot of that, so I don't think you've gotten a lot of, you know, feedback from us about what boys and girls do. And so I've just been thinking a little bit lately, like people call you a little boy all the time, right?
Yeah, I don't care. Really,
he and buddy and stuff.
I don't care.
So I was just curious, like what you think, just based on your experience, like people you've met and people you've hung out with and brothers and sisters and people that you meet at school and camp and stuff. What do you think are like the real differences that are just innate between boys and girls? That's kind of what I'm curious about. So why don't you just tell us?
If you are working by like most of the girls I know, most of the girls I know either have like hair to here or here. Sophie's has hers, which would probably be to here if it's straight, but it's really curly. So I'm the only girl I know with really short hair.
Yeah.
But that doesn't bother me.
Okay. So why do you think parents decide that girls should have long hair and boys should have short hair?
Well, stereotypes, because
You think it's just a stereotype?
yeah, this typical girl has really long hair and wears makeup all the time, and like what we do when you think of girl, you think of pink dresses, makeup. You know, they try and keep it. I mean, what you think of a girl, like when you hear the word girl, and you think of like the color pink. Random fact: pink used to be a boy's color. It was associated with like war and strength, while blue was associated with girls, which was more calm.
No, I didn't know that.
I know that
Fun fact.
Random.
You're full of fun facts.
Yes, it just randomly came up on the internet like 17 times.
Okay.
It's just everywhere.
So okay, so yeah, there's a bunch of stuff that's like stereotypical, right? There's no real reason for it. I think the short hair versus long hair and the pink and the blue and those things are sort of artificial, right? People just made them up, I think, kind of. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's some reason people do it.
I like blue 100% wet more better than pink. Pink is my least favorite color, and blue is one of my favorites.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of stuff that, I don't know, it doesn't make sense to me necessarily, right? But people do it because it's the stereotypes. I think you're right. But so what I'm more curious about is what you think are real differences. If you think there are any at all. But I mean, I'm curious if you think there are real differences that boys, like even if their parents don't kind of push them to do something, is there a difference between boys and girls?
The only basically noticeable difference, if girls are normally for some reason shorter. That's the only difference I can name. They're shorter, and that's pretty much the only difference I can name. They're shorter.
So you don't think that like boys like certain things that girls don't, just by their very nature, and not because they're sort of forced to by stereotype?
I know boys who don't like video games at all, and I love video games to death. So there's nothing that boys particularly like more than girls. Girls, I mean, the main difference is by like appearance. I mean,
well, there's physical differences.
Yeah, the physical differences are the only differences. Like you're blindfolded, and somebody starts talking about video games. That doesn't mean that you're talking to a boy.
Sure, sure, yeah. Video games, I give you it, absolutely.
Yeah.
What about like behavior? Is there any way that like boys behave or play or act or talk or anything that you think is different than what girls do typically? Not 100% of the time, but like typically.
Pretty much. The boys in my school, number one, they overreact in PE. I mean, they're like, 90% of the male population in the school thinks PE is the Olympics right now. I mean, seriously.
Okay.
So
they take it too seriously.
Yes, they take stuff like too seriously. I mean, they most of them. Yes. So one of the differences is they take things too seriously. Sometimes they like. I don't know, really. That's the main differences.
So do you think that's like an innate boy versus girl thing?
No, I mean.
But I mean, do you think that that's just natural that boys tend to take sports more seriously?
Yeah.
Do you think that's just a natural boy thing?
That's kind of natural.
Not 100%. Like we're not saying any of this is 100%, but more likely than not.
Yeah, it's more likely than not. They probably will care about sports.
Like physical stuff.
Yeah, like care about physical stuff. I don't. Like, the only physical thing I care about is jiu-jitsu. I don't care about soccer or anything.
So what do you think about, like, watching Cooper? I mean, Cooper's about to turn 3, right? Mm-hmm. And he does a lot of things very differently than you did.
Yeah.
And not...
He's upset. Okay, this is not a boy-girl difference, but my brother watches a TV show and gets obsessed with it, like absolutely obsessed. Yeah. And then he gets a new TV show and gets absolutely obsessed with it. No,
that's a big difference between you guys, right? And I think it's more normal for kids.
I don't get obsessed with stuff.
No, that's what I'm saying. I think it's more normal for kids to kind of like to repeat stuff over and over again and watch the same show over and over again. You never really did that. Like, you always wanted novel, like, new experiences. But Cooper will watches Barney forever. Right? He loves it.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't even really like TV that much, so that's a difference.
The only show I watch.
That's a total difference too. Yeah. Okay. So what do you think about Cooper? Like the things that he likes to do that are different than what you like to do. You think that's just because you're two different people, or do you think do you think the boy-girl thing applies to that at all?
No, I think it's just because we're two different people.
Because he does really, like, honestly, I'm surprised. He really, like, he loves the tools, right? And he wants to work on stuff and bang around with his tools and the whole Manny and the tools kind of thing. Yeah. And you liked it, but you weren't nutty about it, and he's nutty about it.
But that could be his, like, attachment to a show. I mean, if he has something, he's attached to it. I mean, earlier today, he had this baseball bat. And if he puts it down and somebody else picks it up, he'll go, my baseball bat, and attack. So he just, because he's a different person than me, his personality is more like, okay, I like this, and I will like this forever. So
you don't think he's into tools because he's a boy?
No, he's not into tools.
You think he's into tools just because he's into tools? Because he likes Manny Tools is one of the shows that he was obsessed with.
Yes, he likes Manny and the Tools, so that got him obsessed with tools. I mean, before he was watching, like, Elmo, he wasn't obsessed with tools back then.
Yeah.
But he watched Manny Tools and he got obsessed with tools, so
and
it's just because we're two different people.
Right, and it is true also that, like, his Manny tool set that he plays with all the time was your set.
Yeah,
so
it was mine.
You did like tools and you did play with tools and fix things.
Like when I was like 4, we were living in a different house. I had my big bed and I was playing with tools. I mean, there's this like, I don't know what you call those, with little wooden things that sometimes you stick in holes.
Pegs?
Pegs, yeah. There's this little wooden peg thing that was in my bed for some reason. I would keep, like, hitting it with a hammer and then going into the bed and hitting on it with a hammer, going boom, 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 boom. Okay. So,
like, in your, like, the school thing that you go to, or in your homeschool groups, or even your friends, sisters and brothers and stuff like that, you don't really see a difference between boys and girls?
I do not see a difference at all.
And so what do you think about, I want to throw out one of the stereotypes just to get your reaction to it, even though I'm pretty sure I know what it is. What do you think about, like, the stereotype that boys are better at, like, STEM stuff, like math and science, and that they're more interested in it in computer programming and things like that? That's more boys.
Weird.
Did you know that people think that?
No. There's this rumor that was going around the internet, like when I said I was 7 and I was first introduced to the internet, that girls who are apparently smarter than boys, which is a fake rumor, of course. There's nothing different about them. I mean, there's physical differences. There's no, like, anything other than physical differences.
Right.
That's just basically...
So what do you think about that? So I'll tell you that people do think that, like, science and math and things, that boys are better and like it better and are more prone to it. What do you think about the fact that people think that?
That's not true. Like, one of my best friends absolutely will not, like, does not want to do math, and he's a boy.
And what about you?
I love doing math.
Math and science experiments and things like that, right?
It's one of my favorite things to do. And then one of my best friends is a boy, and he does not want to do that at all. He's just like, no.
Right. Okay.
So there's nothing like different about them.
So let me ask you this then. Let me one more thing before we wrap up, because obviously we're running longer than I thought we were going to. Do you think that your friends your age feel the same way that you do, or do you think that they see more of a difference between boys and girls than you do?
Well, I don't think they see like there are super duper big differences. They act who they are. So some of my best friends who are girls act like they wear dresses and they have long hair, but that's just who they are. They want to have long hair. They want to wear dresses. It's just not my thing, and we still get along just fine. As you can see, I don't get along just because I look like a boy and I'm interested in things because I'm interested in the things that are typically associated with boys. Doesn't mean I get along with boys better.
That's a good question. Yeah.
Really, I get along with most. Half of my friends are boys and half of my friends are girls. I see the girls more often because I don't know why. Yeah. But I have very close friends with girls, and they're really supportive of me. And I don't get along better with boys because I like things associated.
Yeah. No. So let me ask you that. Do your girlfriends think you're weird?
No.
Because you like boy things?
No, they don't think
they just think that's just you, and everybody's a different person.
Well,
I mean you're weird for different reasons. Yeah. I mean, not because you like boy things, though.
Yeah,
right?
Not because I like boy things.
So do you think that like right now, like I said, the world, like the adults tend to look at, there are certain things that are boy things and certain things that are girl things. It used to be a lot worse, right? Like a long time ago, like job wise, if you were a woman, then you were a nurse or a secretary or something like that. They were a teacher. There were only a couple of things that people thought were supposed to be your job.
By the way, like in ancient Greece, women were completely forbidden to go anywhere near the Olympics. They couldn't compete. They couldn't go. They couldn't have anything to do with the Olympics. Basically,
so
the only thing they had to do for the Olympics was the only thing they had associated, or they was like married to somebody in the Olympics.
In the United States, it wasn't really all that long ago that like women couldn't vote. Like you couldn't vote for who's going to be president. Right? Yeah. There's crazy stuff that was said. So it's changed a lot, right?
Yeah.
But do you think that like your generation, when you and your friends get older, that you guys will think a lot less about the differences between boys and girls than adults do right now?
Well,
and there'll be less difference.
Probably so, and the main reason will because they know me. They know that I am kind of out of place in the girl population. I don't know many tomboys. I know like 2 tomboys that I've ever met. Right. So they'll think, they'll probably stop thinking that because they know a tomboy who like almost absolutely and one of the reasons that it's completely a mystery to me is I despise a lot of girl stuff and they still get along. I mean, like the only girl thing I associate myself with is earrings because I wear those sometimes.
But you still call it girl stuff. Why do you call it girl stuff if you don't see a difference between boy stuff and girl stuff?
I don't even know why I call it
traditional
girl stuff.
Traditional stereotype.
Yeah, stereotype girl stuff is basically what I mean when I say girl stuff. It's really stuff.
It's all just stuff.
It's stuff. That's what I'm going to call it from now on. It's stuff.
Good. Look, I hope that's true, right? I mean, I hope that people see that there's not really differences.
I hope that everyone who knows me will actually see this difference, that it's not like girls like pink and only like pink and they don't like blue and they don't like green. I mean, that's not right.
People are people.
Yeah, people are people. They know what they are. My friends know that I am completely different from what they used to. They probably only knew each other and they used to think, oh, this is what a girl is like. And then they met me. When I first met my best friend, like my best friend, Sophie, I had long hair here. I would always wear pink. And then I completely changed and I didn't stop being best friends with Sophie because I changed. Right. I've never stopped being friends with anyone except for I've left, so I can't contact them anymore.
When we move. Yeah, that's fair.
But I mean, I get along really well with
But do you think that you're different than most girls?
Yeah, I do think that because most girls think they know the stereotype. They know that this apparently is a girl thing and this is what I should do. But and I don't know most, like...
So do you think that most girls, most of your friends that are girls, feel like they should follow the stereotypes?
No, they don't feel like they should. It's just that they do what they want. I mean, Sienna, she is a girl. She likes, what is traditional female stuff, which is, she likes, to accessorize. She likes dresses. She likes pink, but that doesn't mean that she is nothing like me.
Right.
She is still a girl.
But you think she does it because she likes it and not because she thinks she's supposed to?
Everyone I know does the stuff that they like. I mean, if they thought that this is what they're supposed to do, then I'd be like, no, that's not right. You do what you want with yourself. It's you. It's you. You do what you want with yourself. If I know a girl who...
Don't let stereotypes tell you what to do.
Don't let them tell you what to do. If you are like a boy who likes the color pink, or a girl who likes some sports, then that doesn't mean you could not fit in. I mean, I absolutely love not fitting in, by the way. So I don't like to fit in, and I don't think some people do follow the stereotypes because they want to fit in, and they want friends, and they want to be themselves.
Right.
They want to not be themselves, what they really think.
They want to be what people think they should be.
Yeah, they want to be what people think they should be. Yeah. I don't follow that rule. I'm myself, and I have my best friends. If I lose a friend through being myself, whatever, I don't care. I mean, be yourself. I mean, if you are following the stereotype to get more friends and fit in and not be called weird, don't do that. I mean, if you want friends, then be yourself. You'll get friends from being yourself. Yeah. I mean, if you have a bunch of friends from following the stereotype, then you can change. You can be yourself. If you lose those friends, then who cares? They think that you should be someone else than you, and that is not right.
Excellent.
You should just be who you are. You are yourself. You have control over yourself. Don't let what people think control you. You are you. If you lose friends, if you lose people if you lose your friends, if you lose random people that you acquaintances, don't worry about that. They think that you should be controlled by what they think, and that's not right. All my friends don't think that you should be controlled by what other people think. I mean, Sienna isn't controlled. I mean, things are suggested to her. She doesn't oh, I must immediately do this. This is what society wants, so I must do it. She doesn't do. She thinks about it. I mean, if you want to do something, do it. I mean, don't let society control you. Trying to fit in with society can be what Elsa had.
A curse, almost.
Yeah, your biggest curse. If you've watched the movie Frozen, Elsa was controlled by her fear for a long time. Don't be controlled. Don't try and keep something hidden that you want to show people.
You should let it go.
Yeah, you should let it go. Okay. I'm gonna have to hold back because I will start to break out in song very soon.
Singing. Okay, look, I couldn't agree more, and that's a perfect message, and I can't think of anything better to wrap up what we're talking about, and I couldn't possibly be prouder of you for saying what you said on this one. So I'm very proud of you.
Thanks.
Okay.
So yeah, thank you for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.